All right, everyone, welcome back. We fixed the issue, and we're gonna restart Ozmourn's run here with Manifold Garden. Ozmourn, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, LP Soldier. Hello, everyone. We're back here. That particular area that you just saw is a soft lock that has only ever happened to me once before. Particularly when you try to redo a particular area in the game, there's a chance that like a state that you saved will be different than like what it actually was when you first saved. If that it makes like any sense. But essentially, the door was closed when we like reloaded the save. So even though the door was supposed to be open from the point that we saved towards, um, the props in that room did not stay in the same location, and so that only happens on occasion. I don't know what causes it, but we're just going to have to start that one over because otherwise we're not going to get the show on the road. So timing will begin again when I enter into the file here in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So with that being said, we're just going to try and speed our way through here as much as possible. So as you can see, I'm just gonna like start my commentary over. We're going to be changing gravity. Each plane of gravity has a specific color attached to it, in which the objects of that color will only react when that particular plane of gravity is being. Oh, I need to do the bind screenshot underscore normal thing. Bind f screenshot underscore normal. Yeah, do it every single time you beat up the game. Perfect, and that's how the wall clips work. In order to screenshot, in order to bring the cube through the wall, you have to be able to screenshot in order to lag the game. And we're gonna bring this here. We're gonna see if we can get the shot again. I don't think it worked. Yeah. Ooh, that almost worked. That actually, like, I would have been so happy if that worked, but it did not. Here we go. Perfect. So yeah, it just prevents you from having to do that. It doesn't save that much time, but it's still really satisfying to do. So again, as I said, everything is infinite in every direction. As you can see here, it is not, you are not able to die. You can actually see my character both above and below me as I go through this area. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no! Okay, nope, we're gonna do Fall of Shame again. Up until we find it. Come on, there we go, perfect. Um, We were so close to not having the Fall of Shame this time, but it's perfectly fine. As you can see, oh, our wall clips are kind of actually doing a lot better this time around. Look at that. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe it would have gotten a better time if I hadn't otherwise. Come on, come on. I believe in you. Closer, closer, perhaps. Yeah, that's like a really finicky wall clip in particular because of how thick of a wall you have to clip it through. Like the bigger the wall that it is, the harder it will be to clip through it. And so the timing between your wall clip or like your screenshot and like picking up the cube has to be a little different depending on what type of wall you're trying to clip through. So as I said, reverse tree order. There is an intended order in which you're supposed to grab the main progression items in this game, which are God cubes. The God cubes will all plant God trees, and these God cubes all have a specific color: red, blue, red, and then green, and then yellow, and then orange, and then purple, and then rainbow. And so we're going to get rainbow first. In the fact that this is the very last puzzle of the game, in which you will get the rainbow God cube first. We're going to change the direction of the water using a mechanic that we should have learned about halfway through the game, but we're now using that. We're going to bring this here. We're going to go down here. Perfect. And then we're going to save and load because in order to unlock this cube that's in front of us, we have to wait for an animation to happen. And if you just save and load, it skips the animation entirely. It'll just bring you in a state that is after the animation. And so you can pick it up. This is the dark cube. The dark cube will activate the tree that will plant the God cube, and then the God cube will plant another tree. There's a lot of trees in this game. And so hopefully the game is kind to us this time after having treated us very poorly. There we go. That's what that's supposed to look like. Everyone ooh and ah. In its amazingness.
That actually does look kind of
So
amazing.
yeah, it's a really good thing. It's a really good game, and it's a really artistic game. It's absolutely beautiful. These mandalas are going to happen every time we collect the God Cube. Asterisks, meaning that it's not really going to happen every time. It's only going to happen actually 3 times because no, am I a liar? No, I'm not a liar. It's 3 times. The reason for that being is that the other god cubes in this game are actually going to be we're going to be collecting through different methods, and so we don't have to worry about that. So yeah, as we're going up, if LP3 Soldier wants to say anything, LP Soldier 03, I should say, now would be a good time.
Sure. We've got, aside from the polls we've got too, we also do have one more target that we're trying to hit, because we hit the target for this run to get the secret ending in Manifold Garden. So thank you to everyone who donated for that. But there's another target for tomorrow's run for Haunting Ground to make the golem dance. And like RJ said, I don't know what that looks like. I want to see what that looks like. So I think other people do too. Let's make that happen. And then aside from that, there's also plenty of rewards and stuff that you could potentially win, like the Nintendo Switch 2 bundle featuring Pokemon Legends Z and Mario Kart World, the Pokemon card pack with a ETB and a graded 10 card from PSA, as well as the super adorable Sonic Squishmallow holding his lovely little onion ring, and the beautiful painting of Chester Bennington. All of those are up for grabs. And also the DMC figures. With your donations, you can enter yourself in to win one of those prizes. Or, I mean, theoretically, you could win all of them. It could happen, right? It's a raffle. But get those donations in, and you could potentially win those.
There's some like god tier prizes, I will say, and so please donate for a chance to win those. And so we are going to again grab this cube that we used at the beginning of the run to get into the tower and actually clip in like through the secret entrance of the tower. And so through that, we're going to be putting the god cube right here, going through, opening this door, and then sneaking through the secret area, or the alternate or a route. There's a route in this game that you can go through without having to collect any god cubes, and that's what we're going to do this time. I'm going to save here just so the same mistake doesn't happen twice. And what you're supposed to do is bring this through with you, and then use it to clip through right here. The timing with this one is really weird, especially the positioning. This one, like, that's the thing about like god cubes in this game, or like wall clips in this game, I should say, is that sometimes when you're trying to clip yourself through, it feels like it's RNG sometimes when a wall clip or a cube feels like cooperating, even though it's like objectively non-RNG, but we don't really know what makes it consistent a lot of times, and so it just feels like it's RNG. But you do it again so rapidly that's like it doesn't really come off as that bothersome. So we're going to use this orange cube that we just got here, use it to clip through the glass here. And so skipping a lot of puzzling into that would have opened the door into this room. And then use the same here. Perfect, perfect. And this is a secret entrance to the area with the orange god cube, I should say. Right through here. I'm going to take this guy, excuse me, we're going to take this guy, we're going to use him to clip through this wall. And perfect, perfect, perfect. Then we're going to put him here and fall down here. Perfect. And so that will activate this pedestal over here where we're going to grab the orange dark cube, and we're going to bring this orange dark cube with us to activate the orange god cube. The dark cubes are interesting in this game. As you can see, everything is in inverted colors. But the other thing about it is that you actually cannot put, you're not supposed to put the god cube down. The entire point of the god cube is that it deactivates your ability to change gravity, and so you cannot do so. Thankfully, you can still wall clip with the dark cubes, but if you put down the dark cube for enough time, the screen will be slowly fading to white, and when it fully fades to white, you and the dark cube will be transported back to the original location, which is where you picked up the dark cube. And so now we're here in the orange mandala. Now, weird thing about the mandala is that you can see that it has blue and green and yellow and also purple and a little bit of red. That is because the game assumes at this point that we have gotten all of the other god cubes, and so it just adds all the colors of the mandalas beforehand. And so that explains that particular reason why this mandala looks the way that it does. Nothing will beat the rainbow mandala. That's just beautiful. Um, but we get to see the orange mandala instead. And so we're going to go here and then do a little bit of movement backwards. Again, this is going to be a common theme where we grab a god cube, plant it in its tree, in its pedestal to grow the tree, then immediately go backwards. We do progression in this category. We want to, as a matter of fact, do the very opposite of progression. We want to play the entire game backwards and progress in a non-linear format. So we're going to go here. We're going to go upside down here. Boom, boom, boom. This is a secret entrance that allows us to go to like a pretty big hub of the game that will unlock the purple and yellow god cube areas. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. And now we're introduced to another glitch in this game, which is called the save load glitch, or save warping, I should say. But you do it by saving and loading. And so essentially, the way that portals work in this game, portals being like a door that just leads you to another area, when you save behind the door and then load in the door, the way that like saving and loading works in this game is that the area in which you saved will just and then will be like set a one set point, and then the area in which you load will be another set point. And so what the game does is that it physically, during the white screen of you saving, it will physically pull your character from the position that you loaded into through the position that you saved. And so keeping that in mind is important. We're going to go right here, and we're going to essentially change the gravity of this cube. There are these particular cubes in this game, or particular mechanic in this game called the gravity change. As you can see, the yellow in this cube represents the color that it originally was, and then the red outside of it represents the color that's direction that it's going now. And so we're going to grab here, we're going to grab this purple cube, and then we're going to be doing what is known as tree clipping. It is like wall clipping, except instead of a wall, you clip through a tree. I hope that made sense. And so we're going to be doing so right through here. Oh, that cube went through the tree, or went through the floor. That's weird. It should not have done that. We're going to bring you up here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, wait, no. This is like a tedious part where if like you mess this up, you have to like bring the cube with you and like bring it back up, bring up these stairs. There you go, perfect. Oh, you can't. Okay, perfect. And then you go down here, fall through again. Excuse me. Oh, this one, yeah, put here, perfect. And then you fall through here. And then you should just be able to, boom. And so we're going to clip through the tree. And by clipping through the tree, I mean like clipping directly into the tree. You don't want to do that. Sometimes when you clip, it'll actually accidentally put you on top of like the base of the tree, like that. But you want to be like clipped into the base of the tree. It'll be like a little obvious when it happens. The same way that it's like really obvious when it's wrong. Okay, so if we struggle a lot with like clipping into the tree, one thing that we are 99% sure kind of works, but it could just be placebo, is that if you save and load, something funky happens with the hitbox or the positioning of you and your character, and then you can, and then it sometimes loads you in while you're already clipped through. And so this is what it's supposed to look like if you clip through the wall successfully. And then by aiming our crosshair in a specific location, the hitbox of this god cube ekes ever so slightly out of the base of the tree, and you can just grab it like this instead of having to do the intended solution. As you can see, we're going to do save load again. And so again, we save on the other side of this, and then we load on the front side of the portal. And so the game is like physically dragging our character from the position we load through the position we save, which the shortest point between the two of you is actually through the portal door. And so on the other side, it will just bring you to the portal, and then you ended up saving, and loading through the portal instead of back into like your quote-unquote original position. So now that you've brought this one through, I'm gonna go back here. Perfect. Perfect. And we're gonna go through here. And then go back here. And then this is where we entered this area from. We need to go back in here so we can go back to that main hub where we found this entrance. And we're going to go find another entrance. And so we can just save and load here. And then the game will once again pull us through this portal so that we can just go straight into the hub. This is one of the like 2 hubs in this game that has access where you can like come back here and have access to a few different levels. And so the main one here is that the main hub here actually gives us access to the purple and yellow areas. And so we just did purple, now we're going to go do yellow. And the yellow one is the last one where we will actually do the quote-unquote intended way. I say intended because we're obviously going to be doing a lot of glitching still. But the route that we use to get to the cube is not intended at all. Ironically, though, this particular puzzle in this particular room is the only puzzle that we actually do the intended solution for. This right here is like 100% like casual and intended. And so we're going to be doing that and bringing this guy up here, putting it to this pedestal, and then the original cube that we changed directions on, we're going to bring it right here and put it into this pedestal. And that is the intended solution to this. The reason being because we need to keep that door open. We need to keep that door open because we're going to come back to it later. With a cube, specifically this one. This cube is a dual gravity cube in which it has 2 planes of gravity. Perfect. And so you can grab it through midair like this. And so it will essentially... Perfect. And blah. Oh, come on. We can go through here if need be. Perfect. I'm gonna grab this. And we're actually going to place it like right here. It doesn't really matter where we do in this first try, at least. We want to land right here, but we actually want to clip through and actually have the cube end up being in a specific position after you clip through. Please, 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 please. Which is why I'm clipping through like in a specific way, like right here. This one is also really finicky as to whether or not it wants to behave. I usually don't have to save and load on this one. I will be real. But this is like giving me such a hard time. It's like being so disrespectful that I have to try and save and load. Usually gives us another safety save in case this happens later. See here. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I was like, am I doing this wrong? Like, there's no way that like this is not the location I'm supposed to be clicking through. So we're going to take this cube and we're going to use it only once to clip through this particular wall. Although this is more of a floor clip, I will be so real and honest. This one is instant. It usually is. And then we're going to take this cube. We're going to clip through it not on this set of stairs, but on the set of stairs that's on the side here. There we go. That one's also usually pretty free. We're gonna use the cubes here. First off to open that door, also second off to activate a specific pedestal that will then unlock the dark cube of this area. The pedestal is right here. Perfect. And boom. We're gonna then bring it right here. You could save and load here, but this animation is actually so short that it would waste time. Perfect. Then we're going to take this dark cube again. Dark cubes I cannot let go of. or I can let go of, but I shouldn't let go of for more than a few seconds at a time. And then I cannot change gravity, so we're kind of stuck on this plane. But thankfully, we can still use our abilities to wall clip here. This one is finicky, and we cannot save while we're in the... You cannot, like, save and load while you're in this Dark Cube state. Let's see here. Really weird, because typically it does have you enter in pretty quickly. There we go, perfect. And I'm going to open that just for safety reasons, because I don't want, after having dealt with that annoying wall clip, I do not want to have to deal with the potential that, like, the clipping the cube through the wall would also give me a hard time. Here's the yellow mandala. It has hints of green, blue, and red, which are the last 3 colors that we're going to get. But enjoy it as it's here. Gonna hold and then move on to the green one. But before we do that, we also have to do, of course, some backtracking, as we normally would after we plant this cube into its pedestal and plant the god tree. And so we're going to just place it right here. Perfect. LP Soldier, if now's a good time if you want to say anything, you definitely can, because we're going to be backtracking a little bit back to where we were before to get to the next area.
Sure thing. I want to remind everyone why we are here. We are raising funds via Tiltify for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. They were established in 1987. The American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is a voluntary health organization that gives those affected by suicide a nationwide community empowered by research, education, and advocacy to take action against this leading cause of death. AFSP is dedicated to saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide, including those who have experienced a loss. You can learn more about AFSP by going to afsp.org.
Thank you so much, LP Soldier. Yes, please donate to this amazing cause. And so now we're going to be going through here and using this green cube to clip through here. We don't need to bring it with us, because now, if you've seen an all god cubes run, this particular area might be a little bit familiar to you, because this actually, or if you just play the game casually, this area is definitely going to be familiar to you, because this is one of the first areas in the game you encounter. This is the main area that allows you to go through the hub that leads to the green, red, and blue cubes that are all of their areas kind of converge at the same hub. So we're gonna grab through here. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. Then this iconic shot. And we're gonna grab this cube over here, and we're gonna use it to open this door. But then we have a little bit of a trick coming up in this next room. After we open here, we're gonna fall and grab this little guy. And then this one, we're going to actually move and try to aim it above I'm gonna try to aim it above right here. You can see there's a little bit of a sensor beneath it that we need to have it land on. And one wild thing about that is that the pattern that happens when you turn that vapor bridge into something solid, it will essentially be RNG every single time. It's the only piece of RNG in this entire run. A real true RNG. Like, the wall clips feel quote unquote RNG-ish only because they're weirdly inconsistent but also consistent at the same time. It's weird. And so we're going to use that and go through here. Perfect. This is the green cube. And with that, we're going to be grabbing this blue cube in order to travel over to the building that is supposed to teach us the mechanic of changing the direction of the water, as you can see here, with the angles that the cubes are at. But that's something that we did earlier in the game and that we don't really need to do for the rest of the game. Now, generally speaking, this has been notorious for being like the easiest tree to clip in. Let's see if that remains true. Yes, the answer is yes, it remains true. This is also the easiest one to grab the God Cube out of. Let's see if that remains true. Okay, well, if we do that, it won't prove my point. Here we go. And there we go, perfect. That's not the hardest it could have been, but it's definitely a little harder than usually is. So again, save warping, saving on one end of the portal and loading on the other, getting pulled through. And then this is like a pretty quick section when it comes to putting the God Cube into its pedestal. Oh, it did the thing. Did it do the thing? Okay, it did the thing. So that happens sometimes. So when you are bringing an object through a portal, especially one as big as that one, sometimes the object will get like messy and like not go through the portal. It'll like go through the portal, but then it'll end up on the other side where you originally were, rather than through the portal itself, which is why you want to, you know, do it like that. There's a little bit of a void that we like to call in that area where it's just gonna eat up your cube, and we don't like that to happen. Usually it does, but honestly, in marathons, I feel like I never go without that happening, and so it's par for the course, honestly. There we go. Now we're gonna again backtrack through here. But sometimes an invisible wall in a portal that exists as sort of a safety measure that you can only walk through instead of falling through. And so we're just gonna be going through here. Doing another save warp back into this main hub. Perfect. Using that gravity. There's the red area right over here. And then after that, we'll get the last God Cube. So we're in 2 more left. So if you want to get donations in, now is the time to, because we want to end out this night as strong as possible. We're going to grab this guy right here. Perfect. And we're going to put you right here, and then put you over here. Perfect. We want that to be sitting there because we don't want that cube to fall down. And then we're going to bring this cube with us through here and place it right here. Will I get the Path of Shame? No, I will not. Thank you. Sometimes that's another Fall of Shame you can go through. I'm going to use this cube to clip in through here if the game will be respectful. Thank you. And we're going to use this exact same one to go through here. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Perfect. That was really quick. And conveniently, the music also kicks in as if it meant for you to do that, when obviously it does not. That's just a trigger that we hit. Well, if this wants to work, please. Begging. Pleading with my whole heart. Oh, well, that worked. All I had to do was start begging. This particular section, I'm gonna just stay silent for a bit, beginning to hear a bit of an audio cue, where this marble will pass through. There we go, perfect. Then we're going to go to this next area, which we will see the red God Cube. The rest of the God Cubes that we're going to be seeing, we're going to be getting through like tree clipping. We're not going to be seeing any more of them in dolls, unfortunately. but we're going to be tree clipping into the red tree and the blue tree. Sometimes you can see like the outline of the God cube as you saw with the green cube and the purple cube. It is rare that you will see it already for the red cube here. Usually it only activates if you save and load within a specific distance of the tree, which will kind of reset the God's cube positioning and hitbox. And so as you can see, now you can see a little bit picking out. Can you? Yeah, you can see the corners of it peeking out right here. Usually that's only possible in certain only possible to see in certain like what's the word I'm looking for? Certain states that the world is in. This one is notoriously the most difficult one in this run to clip through. If we don't get it here, yeah, save and load. Now you're probably asking, why don't you clip through the yellow tree, the purple tree? And the answer is, or the orange tree. The answer is consistency. Not even in all God cubes you clip through the orange tree because of how inconsistent that particular one is to clip through. The yellow tree, in theory, it could be faster to clip through that tree. However, that one is so inconsistent that it is almost not worth it to try and do it because the number of times you will get it like within the first few tries is going to be so slim to none that you'll be too busy ripping your hair out in order to continue attempts to get that kind of luck. So yellow and orange are just really, really inconsistent. Technically, the world record for all God cubes, getting all the God cubes in order, includes a wall clip for the yellow tree, and we all hate it because of how bothersome it's been to lead with that kind of route. And so we're going to go through here. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. We're going to go back here to where the orange God cube was, because we want to go through this entrance again. That'll lead us back over to where we saw the secret exit, because we want to grab through here, and this particular exit will lead us to an area that you are probably familiar with. It's where we first got through the God Cube area, or the Rainbow God Cube area. And this guy that I said was going to be we're going to just leave him there. It is now a special tool that's going to help us later. And by later, I mean now. We're going to go through here, and we're going to bring this with us, and he's going to help us wall clip into the final tree. He is truly the MVP of the run. Go through here. Perfect. And we're going to fall through here. This is another one that is actually really rare that you will see the God Cube already there. Yeah, it's not. Oh, wait, it is there. Wow. Okay, wow. But it's also rare that, it actually helps, clip through the tree on the first try without saving and loading. No, okay, we're going to save and load. I'm not even going to try and attempt that more. I'm going to be honest. Okay, see. Oh, well, saving and loading did work because at first try. And, oh, come on, God Cube. I saw you. Please. We all saw that. The crosshair lit up and many layers around it of light. Oh, yeah, this hitbox for these cubes are very, very particular in where it allows you to pick it up. Only a few pixels, if I'm being honest. There we go. Perfect. Again, leave this here. And then we're going to do the last save warp of the run. But not the last trick of the run. We still have one more trick after this. Saving loading through the portal and then bringing the portal through with us. There we go. And now we're in the home stretch. We're almost done with the run. We just need to go beat the game after we plant this tree. Perfect. Now, one fun fact about this game is that it actually has a fast travel system. There's this diorama that you will see in many of the levels, and if you click on one of the pedestals of the diorama, it will bring you to the area that is representing in the diorama. This game does have a fast travel system, and it is so obscure that there's an achievement for finding it. Um, so here, this is another area where the invisible wall kind of messes up with you a little bit. But we try to go through here. There shouldn't be a problem here. There's one last trick in the run, which will be coming up soon. We're going to change gravity on this waterfall because the waterfall will turn solid if you're on the same plane of gravity as it. This is the last trick. As you can see here, there's a trigger that will deactivate your gravity. But if you do that instead, you can make use of the fact that instant will transport you directly to where your crosshair is at, and then just fall through and essentially skip over the trigger that deactivates your gravity. So yeah, that is Manifold Garden. That is pretty much the whole run. We're gonna fall through here for about 40 seconds, and then time will be when it essentially fades to white and the kaleidoscope appears on screen. But yeah, we still have a nice little bonus any percent secret ending run after this. It'll be like a minute long if I'm good, and 2 minutes long if I'm bad. Because there's not really that much room for error. It's a really short run. Any percent run for this game is really, really short. But thank you all for getting that met because it does mean a lot. So time is in 3, 2, 1, time. All right. Yeah, this game ends with a beautiful kaleidoscope image that we will see continuously throughout the credit sequence as well. It's it's really fun.
Trippy.
It is trippy. Don't look for too long. So we're going to quit the main menu here.
GG's, by the way.
Thank you. We ready to start the 80% run whenever?
Yeah. Hold on, let me just reset the timer there. All right. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Again, it's going to start when I say overwrite here. So 3, 2, 1, go. So we're going to go through here, and the first few seconds of this run is going to be pretty much the exact same. It's the same opening area with all the same movement as you would in any category. But right after that, it's going to be come up a little differently. Perfect. And then just going to go up here. Perfect. Bring this guy through. And again, the first few bits of this movement are going to be mostly the same. Well, if the game will cooperate with us, that is. There we go. Perfect. Bring this here. Bring this here. Okay. I don't think it's going to make it. It did make it. Okay, wow. That means this particular run is blessed at least. And then we're going to be taking this guy through here. Up through... So you saw at the beginning of the run, we went to this area in the corner here, and there was supposed to be a secret exit kind of thing. That does lead to an actual secret exit, but the way that's going to be managed is that we're going to be wall clipping, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to be wall clipping through here, and then instead of going to the left in order to enter the rainbow room, we're going to be sticking to the right over here. And there's a little bit of a thing sticking out right here. We can actually just go through here, enter. I'm gonna wall clip into here, and then walk it back out. Oh, and as you can see, it's another area just like the end of the game. And we can just skip over the gravity. The gravity stopper again here. And then boom, fall down. And then it's another 40 seconds to fall. So yeah, that's any percent secret ending. What makes it secret? This is the secret ending that you can grab without having to capture any of the god cubes. This game has the most abstract plot ever. There is technically a plot, but it's very shapes and colors kinds of things. But this whole game is shapes and colors the game. And so yeah, I have been Ozmourn. Thank you so much for watching, not only Breaking the Habit, but also just watching this run and donating so much money in the first day. I really hope we can crush that tomorrow. Timing will end at the same time for the first game. So 3, 2, 1, and time. And as you can see, the kaleidoscope image is a little bit different in this secret ending. Um, Decipher it however you will. But yeah, I've
Can
been
you?
yeah. If you could, trust me, philosophers have tried. Um, so yeah, I've been Ozmourn. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Ozmourn. I'm not particularly active on my Twitch, I will admit. When I do stream, I don't stream my speedruns. I stream, randomizers with friends. So if you're into that kind of content, then please check that out. And so outside of that, I always involve myself in charity marathons. You'll probably see me around in an event or two. I am a GDQ Hotfix showrunner. I have a show on GDQ Hotfix called The Scenic Route. It is all about glitchless and new age glitches runs, which is the opposite of what we did today. But this game does have a glitchless category if you want to try that out, and I'll probably have it on the show one day. So yeah. With that being said, go check that out. That is every other Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern. It is my pride and joy, as well as, of course, shout outs to this community, my wonderful community over at No Glitches Allowed and Completeathon. That is my other pride and joy. They have been doing amazing work, and I love them to death. So yeah, outside of that, please just go watch the rest of Breaking the Habit tomorrow, and please help us raise as much money as possible, because this is an amazing cause, and the people behind it are amazing too. So, with that being said, thank you so much for having me. Hope you all have a good night.